Ryan, what's going on with the alien business?
Well, today we're talking about the Roswell incident. It's the most famous case in all of UFO history. We hear stories of flying saucers, alien autopsies, government cover-ups, and the like. But what really happened? Let's explore. Roswell. It is the holy grail of ufology. Stories of alien autopsies, flying saucers, and government cover-ups still permeate UFO literature. But what really happened that day? It was June of 1947, after an intense night of thunderstorms, when ranch manager William Mac BRAZEL discovered that something had created a shallow gouge several hundred feet long, and debris was scattered over a large area. BRAZEL reported this to the sheriff, George Wilcox. Upon examination of the wreckage, Sheriff Wilcox thought that it might have some military significance, so he contacted the authorities at Roswell Army Air Base. When Colonel William Blanchard heard this initial report, he thought that the wreckage was a downed aircraft, so he sent Major Jesse Marcel and counterintelligence officer Sheridan Cavett to the ranch to investigate. When Cavett saw the wreckage, he believed that it was probably from a weather balloon, but Marcel believed it to be the remains of a flying saucer. Then, on July 8, 1947, Colonel William Blanchard, commander of the 509th Bomb Group, issued an official press release stating that the wreckage of a crashed disc had been recovered. Then, just hours later, a second press release was issued from the office of General Roger Ramey, rescinding the first one and in effect claimed that Colonel Blanchard and the officers at Roswell had made an unbelievably foolish mistake and somehow incorrectly identified a weather balloon and its radar reflector as the wreckage of a crashed disc. Was this original press release simply a mistake? It seems unlikely that a future four-star general and Vice Chief of Staff of the U.S. Air Force would make such a monumental mistake. Indeed, Colonel William Blanchard has been defended by credible witnesses, two of which were brigadier generals. Furthermore, General Thomas Dubose, who was a colonel and General Ramey's Chief of Staff, testified that he personally took the call which ordered the cover-up. Many UFO enthusiasts believe that this crashed disc was a flying saucer and that the government recovered alien bodies, and that this is why they ordered a cover-up, to prevent the public from knowing the truth about extraterrestrials. If it is not extraterrestrials, then why all the secrecy and deception? Interestingly, there is another explanation. Recently, official documents were released that spoke of a very sensitive project, classified Top Secret 1A, that was being conducted. Project Mogul, as it was later called, was a balloon array designed to reflect radar and also monitor acoustic emissions from around the world. Simply put, it was a spying device, the purpose of which was to detect suspected Soviet nuclear tests. On June 4, 1947, Mogul Flight 4 was launched not too far southwest of Roswell. Some of the balloons burst as a result of exposure to the sun, and as the battery power was depleted, the military lost contact with the array only 17 miles from its eventual crash site. It is conceivable that the US government ordered a cover-up so that its enemies would remain unaware that they were being spied on. Now, I understand that this is an extremely debated UFO case and that some of you watching this program right now might be upset that I even pointed to another explanation other than extraterrestrials. But I want to ask that you would please reserve your comments until we're finished with this special Cosmic Mysteries UFO series. Now, next weekend, we will continue our study when we discuss the very controversial Atacama alien.
And that's very interesting. We'll talk about that's a place, right? Atacama is a place.
It is
right?
a place, yes.
All right, very good. Well, they of course, the mythology of Roswell lives on. There's even a TV series called Roswell.
Yeah,
it just continues and continues. And it was Jonathan Frakes, remember, #1 in The Next Generation.
Yeah, Commander Riker.
He did the whole alien autopsy thing, and everybody was freaking out about it. Now, I want to be clear. There is something going on. And actually, our position is it's supernatural. That's why it appears to have great technology.